Ah, flood barriers. That's cheap, that's really useful. Let's just quickly put those in. Oh, again, some of these cities, they need flood barriers pretty desperately. Here we go, get the flood barrier to you. I don't really care about many of my cities because the floods aren't really going to affect. It's just the cities with industrial sites in floodable places, like this one for instance. It's going to be a bit of a problem. Next up, ideology, and after that, it's fascism. Magnus, finally back in my capital. God, that took far too long to get him there. And then, who else am I going to need? You know what, I will promote him. Vertical integration should get a lot more production into my capital. Oh, damn, I had one more. Oh, I knew there was more visibility available to me. Right, now, can the rest of my planes actually see? Are they too far away? They're too far away. Okay, well, I guess that's probably fair. None of my bombers are actually switched on and awake to take this on. But yeah, military engineers, you need to come through ASAP. This is going to be hilarious. Oh, we are absolutely hurtling towards global warming. Taj Mahal, I completely forgot I was building that, but I kind of just assumed it would help me get to golden eras a bit better. I had a bunch of spare production just sitting around in this pointless city, so I thought, yeah, cool. That had 48 production, and it didn't even have an industrial zone. It's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Someone built the Eiffel Tower, though. That's a little unfortunate. I thought I'd steal that one. Never mind. Alright, come on, Mr. Military Engineer. I am bored of this river crossing. There we go. Right, there's loads and loads of room across it now. Okay, bomber, yes. Long range. Oh, that's actually quite helpful. That will do that. Oh, for God's sake, that's not where I wanted you to bomb, is it? I clearly was pointing on the city. You asshole. Anyway, there's nothing stopping us from just sort of pillaging this campus. Tasty, tasty, tasty. Oh, look at all that science. Almost got me an entire tech. I do find it amusing just how powerful these attacks are. Plus 12 strength. Nice, plus 16 strength. Oh, you know what, I wouldn't normally attack with my units, but it's actually worth it at the moment just to really put the pressure on. They don't really have any defences in which to sort of attack me back, so yeah, I'll take it. This stupid city here is purely to get the coal, because I need more coal. I do love settling though, but like right next to a factory. Oh, so good. Suddenly I have like 20 production just on like a turn 1 city. Really handy. You settled too close. No, I settle where I please. I mean, also, that is not too close, right? That is nearer my city than yours. So, shut up. So, research labs are now in order. Our gold is pretty terrible. I'm just going to quickly go to Germany and see what I can flog off to him because, yeah, I just need something. Anything to keep me going. 27 gold per turn I think is all I'm going to get, but that keeps me afloat. That's not bad. Also buys me a little bit of time to get some more research labs. We've actually out-teched the Mayans now, which is pretty good. They are technically the tech leaders with 54 as opposed to our 53, but I think with our research labs now coming into play, we should jump ahead of that pretty quickly. Right, I need to actually be careful with my bombing now. It's important that I get these walls down. Otherwise, I'm not going to get through. Long range, these long range promotions are good, but unfortunately, it's the ones closest to the battle that are getting upgraded. Right, come on, that'll do. Yes. And followed by, oh, actually, you've got an upgrade. Wonderful. Take over the city. And that's the camera out. Hooray! That's wonderful. Okay, that means we can now afford to put down an airstrip here. Lovely. Let's move over Victor to the front line just to keep this city safe. And there will be some Egyptian cities now that I can move my units to. And also, I've now got a lot of aircraft capacity to move my bombers to. So, you know, all in all, brilliant. Now, Egypt have 1,867 military strength. In other words, a lot. We'll see if we can deal with that pretty quickly. Which at some point, I actually gained the biggest military in the game, which is quite cool. Actually, no, Egypt have got like 30 points more than me, but still, pretty cool. I'm actually in second place on a cultural victory as well. That's the stupid thing. Third place diplomatically, even though I've got minus 29 political power per turn, that's pretty good. You know, if I just keep voting against myself, there's a good chance that I might actually get a load of diplomatic victory points. I think we're going to go combustion through to combined arms. I'd like to see if I've got any nuclear material, because this is going to change my opinion of the Mayans quite drastically. I can casus belli now and declare war of territorial expansion, which I'm going to now. Serves you right. So I think my aluminium is the only thing that's struggling at the moment, but we will get more aluminium later in the game. Now, the reason I kind of attacked at this point is because for once their battleship is out of the city. This is the only thing that gives them anti-air support. So if I can bomb the battleship, and yes, it will do some damage to my bombers, but if I can do that, that'll massively help. Now my artillery army, you go to there. And actually, because of this whole movement bug, yep, still in the game. That's really good. So if your artillery has more than 2 movement, it thinks it has the promotion where it can move and shoot. I don't know why that's still in the game, but it is. Okay, the 2 bombers, yep, they took out that battleship. That's good. That means now I've got a 3 run on this city. It's got a lot of wall strength compared to the other cities I've had to deal with, but again, not a huge problem. And I've got a drone on the front line as well to help me to clear these things out. So I have 6 bombers on the front lines here. They're all ready to go. We can start to just like pile the pressure on now. I'm also, just in case, going to pick up a soothsayer near the front line. I just feel like it might be important. Oh, I love it when scouts get double promotions, especially with all my movement. Ho ho! Now the trick here is going to be flushing out the Egyptian army and attacking it in little bits and pieces, so that I can just sort of, yeah, clear the decks a little bit for my horseman units. I mean, as I said, that Ursa army, it's quite tough, so we'll soften it up with a couple of bombs. Yeah, these bombers are terrible at attacking land units, but never mind. Right, climb up there. Very good. We'll move you to here, and then my Linero. Right, you just keep moving forwards. Everybody to the front. Get the adjacency up, and then, oh, look at that, bang. Huge damage. Oh, this is amazing. Built this Linero in Brazil, and it can go in 1 turn on my railways. That is wonderful. Oh, the Aztecs actually declared war on me. Huh. Okay, well, in that case, I don't like that. Oh, man, and they've got battleships and everything. Ugh. That's not nice. Gold is the most important thing. I think native conquest may get us a little bit more gold. Lightning warfare is obviously useful, but I think national identity just helps with the bombing. We've got rationalism. Ideology now means that we can put campus and industrial zone together. That's good. That'll increase my production quite drastically. And then, where is fascism? Where is it? I've totally lost it. Totalitarianism, right. Get it done. That +5 combat strength is so important. For the first time in the game as well, I'm actually being genuinely attacked. It's so much fun. I love it. Oh, it's great. I've got no gold at the moment because unfortunately all my trade routes are kaput, but that is fine. We're just sending some terrible little trade routes out to city-states at the moment. Oh, this is painful. It's purely because nobody wants to trade with me because I'm an evil warlord. But I am an evil warlord with 360 science now. These research labs already beginning to pump in. That's 16 science now that one's bringing in. That's cool. That's really awesome. Just kill the bomber with the tank. Oh, it's not going to do that. Fine. With the 30. Good. Okay. That's the first and only unit they've sent towards me at the moment. Get this bomber to attack there. And then actually, we should be able to just take out this infantry with another bomber. Lovely. Look at all this. That's right, Aztecs. Sorry, the Incans. Sorry, no, the Mayans. Whoops. You need to just stop sending units at me one at a time in like a beautiful conga line for me just to knock down just very slowly like Skittles. This army, I think, should be able to just run in and take the city. We'll just double check. Yeah, easy peasy. In fact, I actually get to keep the city as well, which is even better. And the first thing we're going to do is get a drone and go wha-bomb straight in, give me some visibility, and then use their own encampment against them. Oh yes, So the war truly begins. Actually, the soothsayer, yeah, why don't you just make your way to this encampment, just hover around there for a bit. I'm going to treat myself to a spaceport because I've got 132 production, and quite frankly, I want to see the world. Let's put a satellite into space. Okay, so these battleships are tough, which is a bit of a pain. And it means I'm going to have to divert my bombers temporarily to actually dealing with them, which is really annoying seeing as they do have anti-air, so it'll do some damage to me. Damn it. Oh, these things are just so fiddly. This will help with my crippling gold problem. Lovely. Oh, Korolev. What a nice surprise. I'm just amazed that we get great people at all in this particular iteration of the rules, because yeah, my god, the computer is really working those projects more than you would think it should. I've just noticed that Lisbon is a pretty good place to trade with. Yeah, so we'll do that a few times. Yeah, my gold per turn is awful. Absolutely awful, and it's purely down to the city expense that I just haven't really managed very well this game. Brazil and the Kama didn't have any trade routes particularly, and that does amaze me. Normally every single city you take over has a trade route in it, but not this time. Not this time. But the reason it's more of an inconvenience to me really is because, I mean, without the gold I'm not going to be able to steal the be able to upgrade my bombers. So yeah, that's not so much fun. We do, however, have native conquest, so that battleship, for instance, gave us 30 gold for the kill. So that's how we're going to end up getting our gold per turn. We can keep ourselves afloat with that one policy card. And actually, I'm tempted to say to Egypt, what about this? No, they want gold from me. Okay, right, if Egypt offer me peace, I'll take it, because I'm currently also, I've got access to the Aztecs down here, so it doesn't really matter who I go for as long as I'm going for someone. And also I can just keep bombing all of the musketmen as well, which is actually, this is really handy. Oh, the adjacency bonuses I'm still getting on my units are still ridiculous. I'm just splitting my Laniero army in half here, which probably isn't the cleverest thing to do, but it does mean I can just get all these kills off nice and quickly. Delightful. Don't kill things with the encampment. Remember that, Ryan. Doesn't give you the gold. Okay, good. Right, let's build the bridge here. I don't think I'm going to get my engineer across now. Okay, not this time round. That's fine. At any rate, to solve our gold issue, I need to put down more of my unique improvement. It's probably the easiest way to get gold for me. +2 gold, +1 production, +1 housing. This thing is amazing. Next turn, we're going to get the builder policy card in as well. So builders are going to be very important for me, as well as building commercial hubs absolutely everywhere I can get my hands on them. Taking down all of your units one by one, and my bombers that self-heal, so you know, that air defense. Was it worth it really? The answer is probably no. Oh, they're attacking back. Brazen. I mean, that's not going to work well for you, put it that way. Combined arms, much more useful on a map that actually has proper seat, and we'll come back to that. But uranium, yes, we've got 1 source, 2 sources, 3 sources, 4 sources. My god, the Kema had a lot of it. Oh, and 5. So actually we didn't have any, we had to take it over. That just tells you everything about this game that you need to know. But uranium is now stockpiling. I wonder if, how much stockpiled did our friend Six Guys have? 55. And I have seen that she did complete the Manhattan project, so I know that she's got at least the capability to put out about 5 nukes, so we've got to be a little bit careful. I still think we're in a good place. I don't see ourselves being hit too badly, but you know, all the same. In fact, actually, is that right? Yeah, no, she did have nuclear fission, didn't she? Alright, let's get nuclear fission ourselves. Not before we move to fascism. Hooray! Levy on mass is still good. National identity is good for the combat bonus it gives. It does actually help our units not to die. Native conquest has given me all the money in the world. And forced modernization I will need at some point. The third alternative actually is the best one. Culture and gold for each research lab, military academy and coal power plant. That should give us a ton of gold. Campus industrial zone and rationalism, that's all wonderful as well. Now it would make sense for me to put something like colonial taxes or free market in, But I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to rely on third alternative and get the builders in, because the builders can put down all the improvements and make sure that all of my cities are running on full power. Merchant Confederation, I think, is still the best. Martial law, see, this is where it gets a little confusing, because that would be useful, the extra war weariness reduction, but it's not a problem for me at the moment. I'll keep an eye on that maybe. Oligarchy Legacy we don't need because we've got bombers and cavalry pretty much. So really that card was not very good. Classical Republic would have been better in the long run, but it's okay. That's fine. And 50% production towards units from fascism is just amazing. Oh look, yeah, plus. We now have plus 10 gold. Amazing. In fact, actually, so really stealth technology is where we're going. I want to go towards jet bombers as a priority because those things are pretty much my sole... Well, yeah, pretty much my only source of warfare at the moment. They're amazing. Now, this tank's not behaving itself. I'm just going to quickly move you to there. Actually, this military engineer needs to come forward and continue to build the road. Yeah, the soothsayer, you're cool, but you're a bit awkward there. So can we not just stand on that tile, please? Thank you. Come, promote my artillery to crew weapons and also fire at the same time onto that tank. And then also get this Lanero in. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Actually get another bomber just to come and bomb the Bombard. The irony of it is delicious. El Mirador now is going to get itself a little bit bombed. Let's just chuck a couple of bombs its way. Get the second one, like so. That city's now weak, if not dead. We'll get my second Lanero army in. There we go. We're just using these as cavalry poachers this time round. This is pretty cool. 5 turns for rebellion. Victor, I don't even care what you're doing. I know you're on the other front line, but I need you over here. For now, good. In fact, actually, Nueve Barcelona is struggling a little bit. And this city, rebellion in 9 turns. Where is Nueve Barcelona? I don't even know where it is. Is it on the border with somebody? Oh no, maybe it's like down... Oh no, it's here, isn't it? Okay, that's fine. We don't care about that. So, we have now broken through. We have punched through and we are now within 6 tiles of the Mayans. They never thought this would happen, and our drone has just delightfully exposed this, but to get some loyalty in, Copan is our next target. We're just taking this one city at a time. And this is just, it doesn't matter how high tech you are in this game, this is proof of that. The Mayans, yes, they teched really well, but they don't have any bonuses to industry. And if you don't have bonuses to industry, you need to focus on getting an air force, because if you don't get an air force, this'll happen to you. Now that we've got totalitarianism, again, doesn't particularly matter what we get, but we might get a few envoys in, just with some policies that we've missed along the way. Get these 2, so that gives us 3 envoys, followed by conservation. That'll give us another 3, so that's 6 envoys. Just lets us poach somebody if we need to just stay competitive on the suzerain front. Aha, now it begins. The builders are going to all come down and start putting down all of these improvements. We're going to get a lot of gold and a lot of production in. I know why anti-tank is an anti-cavalry unit, so I know why in theory in the game it works against horses, but I do like the idea of a bazooka being whipped out to fight a horse. Like, that does amuse me endlessly. It's very, very amusing. Oh, I just can't get over these adjacencies. It's amazing how much it stacks up. It reminds me very much of what turned out to be a total glitch in the game where, you know, the computer couldn't handle those 2 great generals, but just gave over and over and over and over all of these like abilities. Who was it? Was it Nelson? The flanking bonus one? It feels a lot like that, but obviously this was intended as opposed to that one which was unintended, but still, it's amusing. Now they are offering me peace, but 13 gold. No, Egypt, no. That's clearly not going to happen. I mean, honestly, what are you thinking? Oh, and now the Ottomans are denouncing me. Is that really the avenue you want to go down? I mean, I've got 2,000 military strength here. I'm not somebody to denounce. I am the America of this game. Spies executing the chosen operation function 2 levels higher. Now, it's clearly going to go for something like disrupt rocketry, but we don't want to do that. We'll take neutralize governor and see if we can vote up on that one to get the points. And I would also love it if we had light cavalry for some more strength, but I don't think we're going to do that. Diplomatic points will go for me. Again, probably won't go through. And World's Fair, yes, I've taken over so many cities. Chances are I've got the most great people these days. Let's go and have a look at that. What's going to go through? What will happen? It'll be interesting to see. Oh no, Germany, don't get rid of our alliance. Not the time. Recruit partisans. Okay. Ranged is stronger. Not very good. Unmet player gets 2 diplomatic points. I still don't understand how I haven't met people. I'm going to war with half of the world, and technically there are still people I haven't met. But there we go. World's Fair is going now. Okay, Germany, come on. You love me. You clearly love me. Friendship? No. No, the time has come for Germany to part ways, I believe. Never mind. It was a good ride while it lasted. The choice is which way to throw my army. I can either throw it north and hit Egypt, who are the more technologically advanced civ, and thus harder to kill, but they are the only people building a spaceport apart from the Mayans and myself, so they're probably the closest to winning, but the Aztecs are, well, soft. Is the only way I can describe it. They've got a lot of very weak cities. 75 strength against 91 strength makes a big difference in terms of the power that I have to attack these things. So, my brain is telling me to go for the Egyptians, which is just it's going to take a little longer. So I might pull back to a more defensible position with the Aztecs. Just make sure that I'm actually healed up and feeling good. In fact, actually, I can just pillage my way out, can't I? Pillage. Lovely. Everyone retreat after doing some lovely pillaging. Yes. This is the way to do it. In fact, actually, can I just come and pillage all the gold here? Oh, nice. Oh, that's about 800 gold I got. That actually will pay for all of my bombers. It's very sweet of you. Thank you, Aztecs. That was too kind. It does mean that I've now got to go after Egypt. Now my bombers have to take out the targets that are going to kill my my Lineros. And the problem is these anti-tank crews, God, these things are tough. Really, really, really tough. So, how do I deal with this? Do I go for the city? I've got 5 bombers in range. Actually, what can this one bomb? Are you one that can attack the city? Oh, no, he can't actually attack the city, so I will just take out that field cannon. I'll do some nasty damage to me if I leave that one. Okay, that means I'm going to get all the bombers remaining to attack the city, which should mean that I can take it next turn. I'm hoping. Actually, oh, look, bombers. Lovely. All upgrading still. Still haven't got a level 4 bomber, though. It takes ages for these things to level up. I think it's because it can't get into combat like any other way. Like, nothing can attack it. So it can't get experience that way. So it always feels like it's taking longer than it probably actually is. And then I just need to make sure that my Neros are in such a way that they are basically protecting themselves. You go to here, actually. Oh, I've left the military engineer open. That was not a clever idea. Move you to there, and then we'll give you against anti. Okay, it's already got anti-cavalry. That's good. Okay, these things are all adjacent to each other now. That'll have to do. In the meantime, my bombers are still having a whale of a time over with the Mayans. In fact, actually, that bomber there we go, brings that down pretty much to 0 health, so that this guy can come running in and pinch it. Whoop-oo! That's another city. Okay, loyalty, I'm not expecting to be able to keep these cities very easily because there's a 23 and a 21 pop city. But can a soothsayer do anything about that? Annoyingly, all of these flood tiles are protected by area of adjacency, which is really, really annoying. I don't want to move my army in because he will get fried really, really quickly. I think we're just going to have to punch through the middle and go for the capital here. Just, yeah, straight for the gut punch. Oh, frustratingly though, all of these bombers are now out of range. Oh, ho, ho. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, well, there's at least a couple of cavalry units that can attack, which is good. I can get promotion. I think that's going to be the range promotion. Actually, it may not be. Cavalry, that gives me a little bit more gold anyway. And actually, I've got 2 spaces for bombers on the front line. I can put one here, just improve my visibility a little bit, and then where's the other one? Here it is. Let's just jump you to that as well. Lovely. And an artillery. You know what? Yeah, artillery. Let's get you to the front line as well. Why not? Actually, I've excelled myself. I've just run one of my cavalry and stolen a settler and 2 builders, that's going to really muck around with their defences, because the AI is going to go, oh look, 3 builders, and go and try and steal them back, which is the worst thing they can do. And that means all of their ranged units are going to go, oh, let's go and grab it, and jump out of the cities. This should be the turn. Let's get the bomber in on Swenet. We'll bring you in as well. Actually, you can't attack the city, I remember now. Let's go for the Ursa. You can reach, however, so round the corner to there, and then the Lanero is going to run round the corner, steal the city. No, it didn't. Oh, that is the mistake you make when you don't reduce the city to 0 health exactly. Right, fine, so we're going to have to quickly come in, take out that Curacao with a bomber. Will give me some era score. Again, we've got Golden Age next era, so we don't mind about that. Swenet, get you attacking in, and then let's get you guys into... Oh no, you see, look, again, you did that stupid movement. Why did you move there? Ugh. Now I've got another problem where I've got to try and keep you safe. Now, is this city now loyal? Okay, that's good. That's pretty loyal. This one, not so much. That's -17, and I think there's a city in here that can probably be taken or investigated with these guys. We'll just have a look around here. Yeah, Apu. Okay, good. Right, we found another city. That's actually the one building the rocketry site. Spaceport. Ooh, gotta keep an eye on that. So, we've got one more bomber in which I can just do a targeted strike on the anti-tank crew army, which is horrifyingly strong. Bring the bomber into there just for a little bit of investigation. Oh, look! Broadway. Oh, that's so delightful. Okay, this is good. We don't have as much army on these borders as we used to. I need more airplanes. There's no aluminium that I found recently that I can expand to. Nobody's got any, is the problem. I have been keeping an eye out for it. Like you can see, Egypt haven't got any, and the Mayans haven't got any. But I am going to go towards resource management, which should give me to 18 aluminium, so I can build another 4 units. Hoping that will give me enough bombers. This war will only last so long as long. This will last so long against the Mayans. Once I've taken all of their cities out, I can transfer all these bombers back to the front lines of where I sort of want to be fighting them. So, you know, not the worst thing in the world. Let's see if I can get away with this soothsayer strike. Oh yeah, he's got half a movement point left. That's wonderful. Let's cause a disaster. Oh, it was a 1,000-year flood, but it was mitigated because they've got a dam here. I should have seen the dam. Oh, never mind. It was worth a try. So, the rocketry site is done just as we approach stealth technology, so let's just launch the Earth satellite, and you know what? I am going to treat myself to just a rush on it. Let's have a look at the map. We found the Matterhorn, the Sahara, Mount Royama. That's how you say it. The Singi de Bimahara. I need to work out how these things are done properly. Launch the Earth satellite. Okay, who have we not met in this game? Let's find out. So you can see my empire is delightfully sprawling. I started off in this sort of little tiny area down here, which was lovely. I expanded into where the Brazil was, then where Kema was, and now I'm after Egypt. You can see up here, actually on very little peninsula protected by this lake and a lot of mountains, which is going to make it very, very hard for me to get to, are the Ottomans. I might need to think quite heavily about that. They are pretty tightly knit in there. In fact, actually this army will probably have to head this way after that point. The Mayans are here. The Zulus have not spread as I expected them to. For somebody who were doing so well at the beginning of the game, they've just stopped spreading. Oh, they did build the Eiffel Tower, they bastards. But look at all this land. Look at all this land. This is just ridiculous land. I mean, I know it's all next to my empire and I could have sprawled into it as well, but still, Germany haven't really expanded particularly. Poland is still hanging on there. I don't know how they're doing that. Mali are the other ones that we have just met. We'll meet them properly in a second, as well as Canada down here. So Canada are sort of a southern state this time. But again, the AI really has not spread as much as I hoped they would. I really want to see them just with more settlers than that. I guess we're only on a turn 134, but still not the best. But anyway, there we go. Not too many techs now. before we get to one of my favourites, the giant death robot. We have at least 4 sources of aluminium in our empire that are easy to get to, which means at least 4 giant death robots combined with the jet bomber upgrade, which puts another 10 strength on all of our bombers. I'm expecting to be able to start to really push through Egypt. In fact, actually, look, you can see there's a couple of cities behind the front lines that don't have nearly as much strength as a lot of their other cities. So yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed we should be good. We just need to make sure we don't run out of army and that we're getting enough gold per turn to upgrade all of our units. Fun! And finally, a very special shout out goes to Scott Stratton for all of the help you give on Patreon, as well as everybody else who likes and subscribes to the video. Cheers, you help keep me going.